Hi everyone, my name is Juniper Rose and I am back! Finally. It has been way too long, and I know I've said that in like my last 3 videos, which were very sporadically spaced across a few months, and then I went dead silent, and I am here to explain to you all just what the fuck happened with all of that. So yeah, today's episode is going to be spilling the tea, and I've got a giant ass cup of tea here with me, as you can see, because there's a lot of it to spill, and I just felt like tea today. It's a bit forecast outside, light's not too great. It's almost the end of the day. We're probably gonna lose light before the end of this video, but you know, we're gonna do this. It's happening. It's inevitable at this point. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So I basically took this past year off of YouTube, more or less. I uploaded a couple videos here and there, but not a lot has happened since I've moved to Arizona. The whole moving situation where I moved to Arizona was a bit more stressful than anticipated. So I wanted to kind of explain to you guys, and I'm sorry this is gonna be more of a serious video, but yeah, just before I get back into my channel and get back into the swing of things completely, I just wanted to jump on here and kind of tell you guys what's been going on with me like this past year or so since I've moved to Arizona, and I felt I owed you guys an explanation for being radio silent for a long time on YouTube and on pretty much all social media accounts. So with that being said, I guess we'll kind of just start when I moved to Arizona last year. Yeah, it was definitely a good change, like I said before in my previous videos, but there was a lot to adjust to, and I had a lot to process this last year. Me and Emmy moved in with a roommate that is more close to our age, and I don't know, he's just a lot more of a social person than I am, and so there's just a lot of chaos going on all the time, and it just kind of made me not feel like I was in a safe or comfortable place. I just wound up being holed up in my room for a while just because I couldn't handle all of the stress and chaos that was going on around me, and it kind of caused me to revert back to a lot of depression that I have sporadically struggled with throughout my entire life, and I also started to dissociate like crazy. And I'm not here to say, you know, woe is me, oh, I've got mental health issues. Like, that's not the point of this video. It's just more kind of me explaining my perspective to you guys, and I'm sorry if you do get triggered by any talk of mental health, but that's what this video is going to be about. And if you do get triggered, maybe this video isn't necessarily for you, but I promise there will be more videos to come, and I will make sure that they're a lot more lighthearted than this one. Tea break, much needed tea break. Why do I still have my spoon in here? I don't know what else to do with my spoon, so we're just gonna put that back. Anyways, I started experiencing a few mental health setbacks, one of the main ones being depression, and a lot of that depression just stemmed from me not feeling like I was very well grounded in a place that I could per se call home and have the freedom and the ability to express myself how I wanted to and to practice my craft how I wanted to. I ended up not really being able to practice my craft at all because I just wasn't in the right headspace for it, and being around all that chaos just prevented me from being able to put myself in a good headspace. It wasn't fun. Like, we were on a first-story apartment and I couldn't charge my crystals in the moonlight, and yes, there are other ways to charge your crystals, which I figured out, but charging crystals in the moonlight is just my favorite way of doing so, and that's how I feel more connected to the earth and the universe and its energies, is being able to make use of the full moon and the moon in all of its different cycles. Also, because I wasn't able to really practice, so to speak, I also started not feeling like myself at all. I disassociated, and disassociation is basically where your mind just kind of wanders away from your body. Like, you feel like you're watching yourself in third person, or like you're watching yourself in a movie screen or something like that. It's kind of interesting. For me, a lot of the times, like, my mind and my consciousness felt like it was just above my body. It felt like I was here instead of here and grounded within myself. And me being a double air sign, it's kind of common for me to dissociate for short periods of time, but I ended up dissociating for a really long time, and I'm still working through that. I did start to go see a therapist, and I'm kind of in between healthcare providers for insurance. Yeah, so as soon as I get health insurance back, hopefully within the next month or so, I really hope to plan to go back to therapy and just really try to work through the rest of that, because I am in a much better space now, but it's not completely over. I'm not completely healed from it, and I may never be, but I'll learn how to cope with it, and I'll learn to find out what my triggers are and what I can do to overcome these intense feelings of disassociating from myself and my sense of self. And so yeah, that's just kind of where I've been at mentally this past year. And as you can see, yet again, we're in a new space. We had our contract end with our roommate at the last apartment, and Emmy and I moved to our own place. So thank the gods, it is just us and our beloved doggies, who are doing great, by the way. And we're on a second-story apartment, so I'm very excited to be able to start picking up my craft again. Like, I kind of wish it was raining out, because it would add to the ambience of the gloom outside today. I kind of love it, but then again, I'm weird. So there's that. Anyways, so I guess some other major changes that I've made in my life. I think last time we spoke, I was working 3 jobs, just trying to get us back up on our feet, and Emmy was in between jobs. He was having a hard time finding a job at the time, and so I ended up working a lot. For the first little bit, was averaging about 70 to 80 hours a week between the 3 jobs that I had, and I had no time. And so that didn't quite last too long. I dropped one of the jobs that I had, and I held 2 jobs for several months. And one of the jobs was a place that I really like, that I'm still employed at. Another job was not what they made it out to be. And I'm not like putting my own personal issues on this other job per se. I'm not blaming this other job for how everything worked out with me personally and how I've been feeling lately, but it definitely did contribute to that. I was working for a travel agency, and at first I was really excited about it because they just made it out to be like, oh, this amazing job, and you would earn hourly plus commission, and my job was basically to sell and book cruises. And yeah, so it was basically an inbound call center when I got there, and there were just a lot of really strict rules that I don't do very well with. Like, I'll follow rules when I have to, but I'd rather just be free to be myself, and not have to worry every other second about looking around my shoulder. And I was constantly worrying about being fired for some small and stupid thing that I either did or didn't do there. The job was high stress, of course, and it was very fast paced. And for some people that's a good thing, but for me, especially with what I've been dealing with as of late, it wasn't necessarily the best thing because I had no personal time to myself anymore. I was still working about 60 hours a week on average, and this company, just the longer that I worked there, the more and more that they would demand from you, and they ended up changing a lot of different things around with pay and the compensation, and so in the end it wasn't even worth it to stay. The entire vibe of the company just went downhill very fast towards the last couple months I was there, and it was just a struggle to get out of bed and go to work every day. And so I realized that was a big factor in my mental health. It wasn't helping me get to a better place, and I just decided at the end of the day that I need to do what makes me happy. I need to do things that spark joy for me. So I quit that job, and I haven't looked back. I quit about a couple weeks ago, and then we just barely moved here into our new space. So just kind of been settling in and getting used to my schedule and getting used to having more time to myself and learning to spend time with myself again, because that's something that I really haven't done. One of the things that I tend to do when I feel mentally unstable or just depressed or whatever is I'll force myself to be so busy that I don't have time to sit and think to myself. I don't have the time to do anything for myself. And it's kind of on purpose, because when I'm alone, all I want to do is just kind of sit and space out on my phone, or I just want to sleep, and it just causes me to dissociate even further. And so it's something that really scares me, and I don't like it. So I'll try everything I can to stay busy and just work until I literally can't anymore. And that's kind of the point that I got to. And that's not necessarily the best thing to do either when you are struggling with dissociation from your sense of self, when you're struggling with depression. I mean, yeah, for a little while it can be a good distraction until you're ready to deal with things, but I wasn't really ever ready to deal with myself or anything for that matter. So it just kind of came down to the decision where, you know, again, like I said before, I needed to start doing things that make me happy. I need to start being okay with just being alone by myself again, finding things to do that bring me joy, and finding that connection again to the things I love. I felt disconnected not only from my sense of self for so long, but I've been disconnected from everything in the past that's brought me joy, from painting and dancing and singing and doing my craft, practicing witchcraft. And it really just, it took a huge toll on me and my health. And so this year, basically, my goal is to learn to fall in love with all of those things that I love to do and find that connection again. Tea break. Oh, yes. Yeah, so that's basically everything in a nutshell. And YouTube was another thing that I absolutely love to do that I just couldn't bring myself to do. And there were several times when I got ready and sat down in front of the camera and I actually filmed things, but I just could never bring myself to sit down and edit, and then time would just go by and the video would no longer be relevant to anything, and it was outdated, and or at least to what I felt. I mean, I could probably still post those today, but I don't know, it's just kind of null and void at this point to me in my brain. But so yeah, with that being said, and getting all of that out of the way to you guys, I definitely want to just kind of start back up with this channel where I left off. You know, just start posting things at least once a week. It might take me a little bit to get back to that point, and I know that I said that in my past video, but circumstances were different then, and I'm really making this effort now to get back to being in a healthier state of mind and doing the things that I love. So where did I leave off last time? Oh yeah, I had just hit 1,000 subscribers a few months ago, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone that has subscribed and made this channel possible for me. It's amazing. People have subscribed even while I've been pretty much gone this whole year, and that's something that's still flabbergasting to me, I guess you could say, because I wasn't really posting things and you guys still had faith in me that I would come back, and you still subscribed, and so I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. I did tell you guys that I was going to do a drawing for a giveaway for a Q&A. The giveaway will be a tarot reading from me. It'll just be a 3 or 4 card tarot reading, and so yeah, it's a really good opportunity for me to just kind of jump back into things and just start getting to know some of you guys in person. I know that a lot of you guys are from the Hatchling clan or are from Azura's channel, and so yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be posting the information about that on my Instagram as well as here. But basically the gist of the Q&A giveaway is to wait for the picture to show up on my Instagram that will have the Q&A, and you can either leave a question on this video in the comment section down below, or you can also make a comment on my Instagram post to ask a question that I will be answering in an upcoming video. To enter the drawing for the giveaway, just make sure that you are subscribed to my channel here and that you are also subscribed, or not subscribed, but that you are also following me on Instagram. So the way that I'll track that is whether you choose to leave your question or comment on the comment section of this video, or whether you choose to do so on my Instagram post, just make sure that you include your YouTube username as well as your Instagram username so that I can see that you're following me and that you are subscribed. And from there, I'll enter you into a drawing, and the lucky winner gets a tarot reading. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm so excited to just jump back into this channel again. It's been way too fucking long, and I've seriously just missed the living daylights out of you guys, and I've just, yeah, I've just missed you. That's the bottom line to it. Yeah, lots of exciting things coming up. I've got some cool videos planned for the near future. Also, shortly after this video, there is a video that I have already edited and I still just need to post and upload to YouTube. It is a collab video featuring Azura Dragonfeather from last September, because yeah, it took me that long to get that video up and going, but it was such a cute video and it was so much fun that I still just, I want to post it. And it was back from when Azura and London visited me in Arizona last year, so I'll be posting that shortly as well. And other than that, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to hear me ramble and be serious and talk about mental health and watch me awkwardly sip my tea. But yeah, with all that being said, I don't know what else to say. Make sure you're subscribed and follow me on Instagram too. I'll have all of my social media information down in the description box below as well, so just check it out. Until next time though, the switch is out. Bye! Hello everyone, my name is Juniper Rose, and you probably have no idea who the fuck I am anymore. It's been a while. My nose is running. Oh well. Well, I mean, unless there's just snot dribbling down my face, I think we're fine. It's It is what it is. And bang my teeth on my glass. So typical. Oy.